When you talk about our motherland Uganda, the pearl of Africa, you cannot fail to smile because of the smile that fills the faces of the citizens. Our nice good weather and nature that sustains us all, that enables us all to continue each in their own way because we are all different even according to each individual's work. But what joins us to become one person is the sweetness from the flavored drink Hallelujah Jingati drink and Hallelujah Tamarind drink. The flavor that quenches your thirst while at the same time treating and healing your body because it is 100% natural. Enjoy the drink that has got the tamarind juice in it. Made by Hallelujah Reflexology, Healthy Solutions and Nutritional Research Center Limited. Get yourself a bottle of Hallelujah from all shops around.
We have our movies, gossip, reality, conflict, tulinane comedy. Basirebu baffe bonna live right here because no matter where you go, this is the home of our stars.
This year, as Power Magic Mix 3, we are delighted to invite you to see, experience and celebrate with us. Power Magic, the home of our stars. MultiChoice Uganda is regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission.
You know, you could just buy a new smartphone from anywhere in Uganda. Dial *175 *94 hash to activate their 100% double data bonus offer on weekly or monthly bundles for 3 months. Better yet, you automatically receive free 1 GB valid for 30 days. You are hooked already, aren't you? Enjoy 100% double data bonus from AIRTEL. Buy a smartphone from anywhere in Uganda and insert an AIRTEL SIM card. Dial *175 *94 hash to activate a 100% data bonus offer on weekly or monthly bundles, valid for 3 months. Dial *175 hash and select your preferred bundle to activate a 100% data bonus offer on weekly or monthly bundles, valid for 3 months. AIRTEL, the smartphone network.
Live from Now Avenue in UBC Studios. This is Good Morning Uganda.
Welcome to the hour of 8 at exactly 9 minutes past the top of the hour. It is time for our Good Morning Uganda agenda. Once again, I'm Robert Chirabo Nyonyitono and you're on UBC TV every morning, where we make it a point that we keep you updated with what is relevant and important on the political arena of this country in this particular segment. Now with me today, I have a gentleman with whom we are going to be discussing the NSSS Bill 2020, and we are going to be looking at the update, the challenges and what must be done to ensure that the savers, that is about 2 million Ugandans that save with the National Social Security Fund, are able to get their mid-term benefits should this be passed. What is the update? And all this will be revolving around regarding mid-term benefits for the savers, which is something they have been craving for a long time. The 10th Parliament passed the bill, but remember, the President went through and it was found that there were some articles that had to be changed to suit and get the best for the savers, but also for the fund and government. And with me in studios, I have the Chairman General of the National Organization of Trade Unions, who also happens to be the Vice President of the Horn of Africa Trade Union Confederation, Asha Wilson Owere. You're most welcome to our studios this morning, Asha.
Thank you. Thank you, my brother, and good morning, viewers and those who are listening. Today is also an important day because we, the workers, we are going to present our proposal to the Committee of Gender, Labor and Social Development. The whole of last week was really bad because I think the management of NSSF did not present something which was favorable to the workers. Because, you know, this bill has been long overdue. And as you are aware, for the last 2 years, we have been trying to ensure that we have more benefits for the workers. It's a very big bill and a good bill for the workers because it's going to change. As you are aware that there are very few people who are saving and who have a saving culture. It's going to improve the saving culture.
Well, before even we go into that, first and foremost, let's first understand, because we have a person who is watching and maybe he's a saver or not a saver, but maybe this could be the first or second time they're hearing about the bill. Let's first get an update. We know the 10th Parliament passed a bill. We had meetings with His Excellency and there was will and everything seemed rosy. And it was one of the lucky bills that have been brought back among the many that were in the 10th Parliament.
Yes. This bill was passed by 10th Parliament and it was taken to President for assentment. But well, along the way, there was a complaint raised by NSSF that the money is too much. They will not be able to afford because they were talking of 3-point-something trillion. Now, for us, we went down and came out with the facts and figures, and we engaged the president at that level.
First, let's understand, what was the bill seeking?
The bill was seeking for, mainly, there are so many things in the bill which I will not explain, but what is at stake now is the midterm access. And midterm access, in that bill, the bill is supposed to give workers 20% when you clock 45 years and you have saved for 10 years. Now, after negotiation at that high level with both the president, the ministers of finance, gender, workers' leaders, we came to understanding that yes, this bill is correct. We harmonized the figure. The figure came about 850. Then we said, okay, let it be around 1 trillion. Now, we all went back happy. The president reinforced that with his letter reaffirming our discussion. But along the way...
And what was remaining was the statutory instrument by the minister.
By the minister.
To show the modus operandi for people to get
No, it was supposed to come back to Parliament. The Parliament pronounces itself, then it goes back for signing. But along the way, the speaker collapsed the bill, all the bills. He was giving excuses of time lap and so on, which for me I don't agree. But due to pressure, we went back to the speaker. We discussed with the speaker. We agreed that we now start afresh, which was very, very unfortunate. And he assured us that the bill is going to be fast-tracked.
But when you talk of starting afresh, I think when the bill came back to the committee, they had specific clauses that they felt, I think that's 24A and B, that yes, here according to information from the committee chairperson, she says that those specific clauses that His Excellency are devised or did not agree very well, and these are the only ones they are going to be looking at. It's not starting from ashes. There is something that they are going to be looking at specifically. For example, where we had a person who has served for 10 years and has reached 45 years, or a person who has served, that some of these that need to be streamlined to ensure bring essency of the meaning, because there's a confusion on that. Should anyone who has served for 40 years, if they have not clocked 45 years, or should we restrict it to this? That just, they are specific, and we believe in about, I think, was it 10 days, this will be handled and dealt with.
That is true, because the bill was only supposed now to correct what we agreed with the president, and then be brought back for his assentment. To our surprise, the parliament collapsed all the bills, including ours, which was very, very unfortunate. But it was within the parliament to make that decision. We are still contemplating whether to continue or what, because it's a very serious matter. The other bill of 2019 had already passed through, and it was not our mistake. It was the mistake of either government and parliament, which, but we said, okay, if you are saying you are fast tracking this bill, let's go on. And the committee were given 10 days. 10 days have elapsed. Now they asked for more days, which we are now saying it should not exceed this week. This week must be the last, because you know, for parliament they have their administrative bill, which they passed in one day, in hours. And this bill is more relevant.
Because they said theirs was more crystal clear. I remember when the chief whips, former chief whip, Honorable Nanka, said, but why should you even waste time on such a thing that is crystal clear, unlike the NSS?
No, this was more clear than even that bill, because it was the same thing. How do you now? It means that you think about yourself than even others. This bill, this particular bill, is facilitating the livelihood of other people. It's not regulating. The bill they were passing is regulating themselves. But the bill which we are talking about affects more Ugandans, millions of people. Now, you pass your own bill in a matter of 2 hours, but you leave hours. And not only that, after that, the manager of the managing director of NSSF comes again to cause a lot of confusion among the population. That is not correct.
Let's understand, in these 10 days, one of the plan or requirement was to involve stakeholders, get their views, get their opinions on these particular clauses that require amendment. To what extent has this gone, and has it yielded any fruit?
But that bill was already passed because all the stakeholders put in their views. You are now just recycling what we did all a long time ago.
But there are changes now.
Which changes?
That you could have maybe.
The changes were very clear with the president, and it was involving the stakeholder at that level. That was the highest level. It was very unfortunate that Parliament was not following what we were doing. But the president reinforced that by writing a letter to the speaker. And we also followed, and we talked to the speaker. So what we need from the speaker now is to expedite this law, like they have done theirs. Otherwise, if they don't do it within this week, we are going to take another direction, which is not very good. There's no way, you know, you cannot explain to people. And you know, this is why we are getting problems with the population. You do this, then you backtrack, then you go in forward. You know, it causes a lot of anxiety.
If it is that easy as it seems, Were, and actually work was done, this could be just polishing a few articles here and there. Why then do you think we are seeing a snail pace at ensuring this bill is passed? Workers now get to enjoy their midterms. At one time, the managing director of NSSF says, well, seems the money is nowhere. Then he comes up, I was reading an article that is in one of the dailies, that was Thursday, and he says, no, for us, if all is set, in a month we are ready to pay.
That was after people bashed the management of NSSF. You know the statement when he went to committee, he told the committee a different lie. Then he went to the press, he told them different thing. When he got the fire from the workers and so on, he issues a statement. And you issue two statements. One is dated, one is not dated. You know, that kind of confusion should not be tolerated in this kind of, because we are handling things, we are very sensitive.
Where is the dilemma? Political will, His Excellency was very, very positive about this, the last meeting you held and what we saw in the print.
Of course.
And even had to pen a letter. So
there's
where is the problem?
The problem is in between. Whether the management of NSSF or individual within the management is not willing to implement this for obvious reason.
What could the obvious reason
be? The obvious reason is he has been fighting this bill from the inception.
The fund, NSSF is about 15 trillion, and what you're demanding for is less than even a quarter of that, in case you are to pay off people.
You know, this bill should not even look at only the midterm.
But what has
midterm is just a benefit. But this bill is going to bring more money in the economy. How? It's opening up. The employers used to pay only for if they were under even declaring. You have 5 or more workers, you say they are lesser than 5. Those ones are now going to come on board. It's opening up for voluntary. All these people, the Juakalis and the informal sector and so on, where we have prepared them, they are now ready to join. And
so that grows the fund.
Exactly. Because now you are talking about 11 million working force. Now, if you get even 7 or 8 out of them, because now NSSF is around 2 million, but if you get about 8 more million people on board, it will first of all improve the saving culture. It will also put more money in the economy, and it will spur the economy of this country in other ways. Not only that, there are other things, there are other provision in the law, which is very, very good. But you know, the biggest problem now is the people who are managing NSSF and Minister of Finance. They look at this money as investment money. They are forgetting that it is a social security money. I heard somebody was saying that this is a provident fund. This is social security. The act is very clear. But now the person who is managing the fund comes out to tell people that this is a provident fund. And yet the law, it is National Social Security Fund Act, which is very clear, and that's what we are amending. Now, he has now brought in the element of investment to override the aspect of social security, which is very dangerous, because you need to marry the two. And that's why we are saying, let Minister of Finance look at the investment aspect and look at the money where they are investing and so on. But the issue of when did you start working? When do you require this money? What is your the relation between you and the employer? That is the role of Social Security Ministry.
That's Ministry of Gender,
Labor and Social Development.
But
now the people who are managing the fund, they want now to take one direction, which is not good, which will now interfere with the social aspect of what we are trying to do. And I also want to assure the workers that once the political will is there, nobody is going to stop this. And we are going to pursue it up to the last. Today we have a few minutes from now, when I leave here with my team and the other center, 2 centers, and the other team, we are going to interface with the committee of gender, labor and social development on this matter.
When we talk about the amendment, and of course we know, like you talked about, a number of benefits. One, the fund growing, and all, but what is most outstanding now is this issue of the 20%. The savers with NSSF that believe, well, at 45, you call it the productive age. At 45, that is when a person can get a 20%.
Actually, life starts at 45.
Life starts at 45.
Yes.
So we don't know what we are having, but anyway, 45 is something. We shall get to the 4th floor, God willing. But very importantly, Owere, it seems workers' trust in the fund is very important. Where does this leave that fact? Because NSSF has gone through a series of evolution. We once had, when talk about NSSF, it was mismanagement. Then we had you, the workers, make your desires, requests, and we saw the changes required in the fund. Now today, a man who once said, now we've streamlined NSSF, workers should rejoice, we have even a board member, we have representation. You're here talking about the same issues that I think there is a problem somewhere within the fund leadership and management.
No, you are right. This fund by 2009, it had only 1.7 trillion. And there was a multiple of scandals. Now, those scandals, we came up and said no. Because at that time, workers didn't have representation on the board. And we saw a lot of mismanagement. There was a lack of governance. So we said no. This is a time when we workers must take governance of our fund. Good enough, we even pushed government so hard that the president had to call us for another meeting. We had that meeting, and we agreed that workers must be represented. And from that time, when our board members, 5 of them were appointed on the board, what happened is we rebranded and ensured that we have totally new board. Now, the new board made changes, and that's when we hired the top management of NSSF. That's when people like Richard, Geraldine, and others came on board. And I want to thank them. They have done a good job since then, with our team of members of board. And we took over governance. We rebranded NSSF. You know that by the 2009, when you talk about NSSF, people didn't even want to hear. I remember one time we were in, I think, Kololo, whereby the NSSF people were marching. And people started jeering them. It was so bad. So we had to turn that organization around. Now, time has come when the fund has progressed from just 1.7 trillion to now 15.6 trillion. Now we are saying, let's just have what? Let's increase more benefits for our people. And yes, now it is time when these benefits must reach the owners of the money. You know, we don't want only government and the management of NSSF to be more profiting in this.
Actually, it should be the savers.
It should be the savers.
Because
but we are saying, because we have given them leverage, okay, they give us returns and so on. But what we are asking for is those benefits. Because we are not only stopping at that, at mid-term. We are saying we have junk of land. Let them have houses where people can buy. There are other things that look at these people, most of the people who work at night and so on. They are bitten by mosquitoes. They don't have health insurance. Those are the areas.
Don't you think that could have been the problem of the fund? Because much as NSSF, the fund has been invested, we've bought shares, bonds, whatever it is. Don't you think this is where the problem is coming from? That at a time, the fund is more of investing than actually looking at the affairs of the people, the savers, and now the more you push for investment opportunities, the more you push for this fund. Yes, money can't sit there, be idle. It won't. Maybe
let me
but
tell you.
this is the problem where now MEPA demanding and they are not getting what they maybe this is these were the fears even initially. Remember when they said that the money you're asking for may drain the fund.
It's not true, because we made actually a study. And we came out with the facts and figures. And that's why we interfaced with the leadership of this country, the president, and we agreed. And it was something that all of us are very, very sensitive about. We look at our money in a way like the management. The only problem is that for them, they don't want to see other benefits going to what? To the savers, which is wrong. But time has come when we must talk. We must agree on how we are going to pursue our things. So it's not just a matter of only investment. Investment is one of the aspect of the saving, but they should look at the social aspect also, which is very key.
Well, it's time also I look at some of the views of the savers or Ugandans as we look at this bill, an insight into the amendment and of course the progress so far, where we are seeing the 10 days that were given for consultation by the committee have elapsed. What next? Well, let's take a look at some of the messages that are coming in, and please, you can keep these messages coming in, SMS, WhatsApp, or our various social media platforms, and we'll be reading them out. The WhatsApp number is 0709 60 25 92. So you can send in an SMS or a WhatsApp message, and I'll be reading them. Let me look at some that are coming in. Now we have Deus from Barara. Me, I'm 37 years, and I have saved since February 11th. I see I can't benefit if it's 45 years of age for midterm benefits. Well, he looks and says only people with COVID effects, he said, should see the list of people who are saving and has stopped saving because they lost jobs due to COVID-19. Help them. If suggestions about access of the fund was COVID, it means you see COVID to pass your dues of those above 45 years and make you more. Okay, quite a long, really long message there, but thank you, Deus. Then, good morning, sir, and thanks for the program. For those who saved and are not having 45 years and 10 years saved in, we can't get money. Why do you segregate members, yet we save our money so that it helps us, and if I'm not alive, who will use the money? Those are two coming in. Concerns now also of those that have not reached the age of 45 years, or also seem to be raising up. And then also, okay, let's first answer those.
Yeah, first I want to correct you. The bill is 2021, not 2020. Because you know the one which the collapse was 2020,
of the 10th Parliament.
2019. So this one is The new one is now 2021. Now, there was a proposal of having almost everybody get this money. But when it was computed, it was now almost taking away the whole amount of money. But this is going to be gradual. If you are 37, then you wait when you get 45, you will get the money. And I also want to correct this notion. It's because we are doing this during COVID. But this particular mid-term was not for COVID. We proposed this 2 years ago, even before COVID came in. The essence of this money is that when you reach 45 years and you are now remaining with because it's 55, remaining with maybe 10 years to get your money. You start now by doing something. By the time you reach there, you will have got something. So it's going to benefit everybody. It's just a matter of time once you reach that time. And this money is for all the age. If you start now playing with it, even at a tender age, it becomes very, very tricky.
Well, finally, in the interest of time, what is your final message to the savers who are eagerly waiting, not only for the midterm benefits, but other opportunities still that this bill, if passed, will bring up?
No, I just want to assure the workers, let's not believe in what people are saying that there is no money. The money is there.
Oh, really?
The money is there because we have board members and we are monitoring this money. We are not allowing any scandal anymore in that fund. And that's why you see we are very, very, very articulate and we have facts and figures. So nobody can come out and tell us that you have invested the money. We appreciate that. But we know that this money can be found because our negotiation was at that highest level that nobody can again bring it down. And
but remember, this is going to be continuous.
And it's going to be continuous.
Yes.
It's also opening up for more money to come in the economy. So it's not something that we should do. We are asking, we are actually directing our fund managers to work so hard, invest more money, do a lot of other things, but the money for mid-term must be there.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you so much, Asha Wilson Owere, who is the Chairman General of the National Organization of Trade Unions, but also the Vice President of the Horn of Africa Trade Union Confederation, for having phone time. He says there is still hope. Do not lose hope. The money is there, and he believes the bill will see the light of day, and savers, those that are yearning and qualify for midterm benefits, will be able to get that. But also, this will greatly boost the fund because there are a number of clauses that aim at boosting also the fund for better investment opportunities and the lives of the savers. Have a lovely day. I'll leave you with Ruben, who will be taking you through sports updates, and later Jaggen will be here to take you through Good Morning Uganda Extra.